Hello, I'm Nick from the Cloud Services team at Cardiff University. I'm the main one that actually develops a load of SharePoint related framework and apps for the platform, Office 365 platform in total. And I'm going to show off a little SharePoint Framework app that I've been working on for the past week. It's to do with Workspace booking. This is actually a live demo. It's fully working as well. So it's a requirement from our university that they want a simplified system for booking workspaces. So workspaces are the new type of resource calendar that you can create inside Exchange. It has to be done by PowerShell, and there's no GUI for it yet. There is a GUI inside Outlook to book it, but it still requires somebody to actually use the Outlook meeting requests. So request came that they wanted something simpler than that. I find that interface simple enough, but what can you do? So what I've come back with, it's taken me a week to put this together. I've still got some further work to do and the stats and everything, but this is using Graph API calls. There is a custom API that I am calling as well, that I've had to write. Because workspaces aren't pushed into the Microsoft Graph when you call the Places API. Reasons elude me as to why they didn't put that API call in, but there we go. So you can do pretty much everything else with this form, but I've got a little API that basically runs a bit of PowerShell that pulls the places in the workspace related and then spits the place information out that I need. So when a user goes onto the page, first of all, they get a little prompt. This text can all be customized, by the way. They get a little prompt saying, have you completed the fire training? If they click no, it redirects them to our learning platform for them to actually complete the fire training that they need. So what to do in the event of a fire, where they have to escape to and everything else like that. When they click yes, a cookie is set for 60 days, I think I've set it for 2 months, that basically stops that from coming up. And they get 2 options then. One is I am not showing signs of COVID, and one is I am showing signs of COVID. So you get 2 different types of booking that happen here. When you click I'm showing signs of COVID, it's not going to show up now because I've cancelled all my bookings anyhow. But this will show you a list of workspaces that you've booked for the next 14 days. So that's using a Graph API call that basically goes, give me my schedule information, looking for any bookings that have the subject workspace in the title, in the subject line for the next 14 days. And that puts it into I'm using the Fluent UI framework for all of this, because A, it's accessibility compliant, and B, it's just a nice framework to use. So yeah, that puts it into a nice list, and you can there's a single button you can click, and that'll cancel all of those bookings, all of those events that are listed from your Outlook calendar and from the resource in the back end. So when you click on I am not showing signs of COVID, I want to book a workspace, you get this view which gives you the date. We've put a limit in that you have to book this. You have to book a resource at least a day in advance. So you can book this up to midnight, up to 11:59 the day before, and it will still allow you to book it. We may change that to allow certain people to book on the day if they've got certain wellbeing needs, but that's how we've coded it so far. We've got some filters. So this is, again, I'm pulling that information out of the Places API using PowerShell because it's not in the graph. But yeah, you can filter by accessible. At the moment, none of the demo rooms I've set up are accessible. There's no I think there is a lift in the healthcare rooms because they are on the 12th floor. I'd be highly suspicious if there wasn't a lift going up there. But I'm not totally sure that they're accessible at the moment, and I definitely know that the room in 42 to 44 Park Place isn't accessibility compliant because there's no lifts in the Park Place buildings. And you can also select shared, and that will basically say whether the capacity is more than 1 and allow you to book shared rooms. And you do have the buildings again. It's picking up the information from the building and street columns that pulled out to the places. I've added a bit of custom logic into it that if there isn't a space in the building name, then also put in the street address. That's just something custom I put in just to make it, because otherwise you just have 42 there and it wouldn't really make much sense. So yeah, you get the room name, the floor, building, street, whether it's accessible, and the occupancy, the capacity of the room. And all you need to do on this is just click the book button. Comes up with a little prompt going, are you sure? I need to fix that because it shouldn't be showing that bit of information up, so I've still got a bit of work to do. But once you hit book, it goes away and it will create a calendar event, invite that room, and come back saying that the room is now full because the booking has been accepted. Obviously, because we're using Workspaces, we've set custom logic on there to make sure that the booking has to be X number of hours long. So we've said by default, I think Workspaces are a minimum of 3 hours. Certain rooms we wanted 3.5 hours because reasons. Other rooms are 3 hours. Also, on some rooms we've actually put a permanent booking of lunch in the middle of the day. So if people do book through Outlook, they still can only book in the 2 time slots that we determined. So that email's just come through to me saying it's been booked and booked successfully. Job done. And yep, we can do the same for the PM slots. If we wanted to book one of the rooms which has got more than one slot in, I definitely need to fix that. I don't know what's going on there. We click yes, and once again it goes off and away, and you can see now that we've got the red book icon, which is our primary colour, has changed to the grey, which is the secondary button. You can hover over that and it'll actually tell you, right, there's one of 2 slots available on this resource. And when you click on it, it actually does come up with the correct information now, saying that there are 1 of 2 slots available. So I just need to refresh the page quickly so it loads the cancellation stuff, and you can see what that looks like. So go onto the cancellation and you just get a list of start, end, and locations, because really if you're booking a workspace, that's all the information you need to know. And you can just click cancel cancel the bookings for the next 2 weeks, and it will go away and cancel them all. And come back with a nice message saying it's done that. Things I've still got to work on, that some requirements that have come in, is around where we've got these healthcare rooms, is they actually want staggered starts. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way of logically working that out based on the free busy information that we get back. It's something I'm going to work on, and hopefully that'll be in one of the next releases that comes before this actually goes live. So yeah, source code for this is actually, I'm hoping to put into Git, and I'll see what I can do on that one, because I have done a lot of this work. I did a fair chunk of this work on Saturday night because I was a bit, I had nothing to watch on Netflix. But yeah, that's this, and yeah, it's looking pretty useful for us at the moment. So if you got any questions, you can hit me up. I'm TechNitB on Twitter,